Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, take a deep breath. Just exhale all our tension and relax. Just be here in this place at this moment. And then watch your breath. Breathe just naturally as usually we breathe. And take the breath as the object and do just calm abiding meditation. Calm your mind and breath as the object to focus and just relax there for a few moments. Okay, thank you. Then we'll say a few opening prayers. First, page 1. So please say these prayers, as I mentioned other day. Contemplative ways called while we are chanting, bring the meaning into our heart and exercise our mind with the meaning of these prayers. All Mother Sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles to my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and so establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All Mother Sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles to my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and so established in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All Mother Sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, those who create obstacles to my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and so established in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deed with the body, speech, and mind. Until that, I perform virtuous deed with the body, speech, and mind. And from now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deed with the body, speech, and mind. Say page 5. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and causes of suffering. May never be separated from happiness that's free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless the sky, have happiness and causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from that happiness that's free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother Sentient beings, boundless the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Thank you. So today we have a few new people from yesterday, and so we are going through this JOL ornament of liberation, as you have received all the informations, and we are going through this step by step. This next for 2 months, 3 days in a week, including Mahayana Sutra Alankara, as well as discussions, questions, so forth. So who we are interested in the Dharma is very important to go through this step by step and understand what the teaching is about, and then what's the benefit from, how much benefit we get from this. So these are the very important. So there's yesterday we went through. There's six subject. The primary course, Buddha nature, which still we have finished all, and then follows the precious human life, spiritual masters, and the spiritual masters' instruction. And by studying, practicing that, the result Buddhahood and Buddha's activities. So it gives you a complete picture how to achieve enlightenment. Many times, you see, in our Dharma centers, we invite some individual teachers and give you some specific topics, not in a complete way, some big empowerments. So you think this is enough for enlightenment. You think this is enough for, finish all the job. But if you go through this step by step, you see how much there's things to do. So as mentioned, Gampopa skillfully, carefully designed this book especially for us who have very little capacity to study, practice. So for all, so it's so precious. So we always should, first of all, rejoice yourself. I'm so fortunate I got this opportunity. It's Gampopa's hard advice giving to all the sentient beings. As I mentioned, not just for only Buddhists, but all those who desire to free from suffering and to desire to have peace and happiness. Just go through in details. So when you finish this book, you'll get a good picture what Buddhism is about. Because when I received this teaching from Kunu Lama Rinpoché, so he said, it's good if you have studied many other Buddhist commentaries, sutras, be a great scholar. But at least if you know this JOL ornament of liberation well, then you can say, I understand Buddhism. So that's how it is. So yesterday we went through the disconnected family. So there are 5 families. So from the 5 family, disconnected family. Now today it comes to the indefinite family. Not sure which family to recognize. So it's conditional. The nature of the indefinite family depends on contributory conditions, you see. Because of indefinite depends on the contributory cause, or it depends on the conditions. So if that individual, the indefinite individual attend a hearer spiritual master. Hearer means Sharavaka, one who receives teaching from Buddha and make a friend or supporter to give the teaching to others. No. So for individual interest, for enlightenment, not for not as a bodhisattva. So hearer, spiritual master, or associate with the hearer friends, or study the different hearer texts, Sharavaka texts, for individual kind of way of study, practice. Then that individual, the indefinite lineage of family, those person will awaken in that, in the hearer family lineage. Then they incline to that direction, follow that vehicle. So they will study and follow that path and become part of the hearer family. Likewise, as well, if that individual, those person, meet with a solitary realizer, the Pratyeka Buddha teacher, or a Mahayana, a Bodhisattva master, and then they made a spiritual master of those, and or become a friend of those, of those, or study the text of those. See, meets with the solitary realizer and Mahayana masters, then respectively they will become part of that solitary realizer or the Mahayana family or lineage. So that's what's called indefinite lineage. So therefore, the spiritual master is very important, who is well established in the scholarship as well in the experiencing those teachings. So it's which we'll describe later. Then third, the hearer family or lineage, the Sharavaka lineage. See how this book is so precise. Not too much, but just essence put together. See, the family of hearers or Sharavakas consist of those who fear samsara, those who have such a great fear, or means renunciation of samsara, so strong, and then yearn to achieve nirvana because of the fear, renunciation. They have such a strong motivation to achieve nirvana. No? Very strong. No? So they yearn to achieve nirvana. Have that. Tomorrow we maybe close this all the tables. Tomorrow. I'm not saying today. Tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. So it's you just come up here if there are more people. See, then, but who have little compassion. This little compassion means has no bodhicitta. But those Sharavakas have such a strong compassion, generally in that life, to benefit, to help other sentient beings. They have such a strong compassion for in that life to benefit all sentient beings. But they do not have a compassion to benefit life after life, to liberate sentient beings, because they're themselves interested to achieve liberation for them in that very life for themselves. Okay. So it has been said, one who is afraid upon seeing the suffering of samsara. See, when you study the suffering of samsara, like hell realm, hungry ghost, or hungry spirit, animals and human beings, there you see, no, you cannot bear because you are under the condition of those suffering. So there's that kind of feeling of suffering bring into the heart, not just intellectualized, just bring into the heart. If I suffer this, what should I do? No, because I'm not out of that. As long as we're in the samsara, I will stay, and one day maybe I have to experience. Then what should I do? So because of that, there was such a strong fear and renunciation of this suffering of samsara. And because of that, and yearns to achieve nirvana. There was such a strong yearning. Yeah, Peter. There she did. There.
They need chairs, yes.
No need. You sit. They dig the way. Oh, that's just in it. No need. They have good knees. 당연히 인지 자격 자격하다. 인지 자격 자격하게. 당 말게 유어 말해. 내 맞아라잖아. So first they have the fear of the suffering, and second they have a strong motivation to achieve nirvana, and the third, but has little interest in benefiting sentient beings. So these three are the marks of the hero family. So look, just you can see the individuals who are interested for own, but not others, like this. So get it is some sense. What is Sharavaka means. It's very precise, you see. Then the fourth, solitary realizer family or lineage, the Patika Buddha. See, the solitary realizer family or lineage includes those who possess above 3 attributes and in addition are arrogant. Maybe they're arrogant, they have an arrogant, so I'm better than Sharavakas. Maybe. I'm more better off than anyone else. Keep their master's identity secret. They keep their master quiet. They don't expose their master to the public. And prefer to stay in solitary places, in a solitude place. This means most of them, not everyone. There are some who come to the public benefit, helps. So it has been said, fear at the thought of samsara. Thought of samsara reflect in the suffering in the samsara. And then have a fear of the suffering. This is a good reason to be fear. No, looking at the suffering of samsara and then having the fear is a good reason. There are some people who try to create negative karma as much as they can and have no fear. No, that's the wrong kind of no fear. So look at the negative karma we are creating, having fear. Look at the suffering of the samsara, having fear. It's the right thing. Even we practitioners, but we have fear not for only ourselves, as a Mahayana, which will come later, for all other sentient beings. If somebody is having such a great fear, suffering, and look at, say, or if somebody is creating such a negative karma, then you have a fear, compassion. No. They are the victim of the suffering. So fear at the thought of samsara, yearning for nirvana. 2, little compassion to benefit sentient beings, life after life. 3, arrogance. 4, secretive about their teachers. 5, and enjoying solitude. Stay in the. Now the solitude again, depends. The great bodhisattvas, they also stay in the solitude, but they do to purify all the obscurations so that they can help every sentient beings. This here, they are in the solitude for individuals' interest, for their own liberation. So these 6, a wise one, those who are practicing Dharma, and then have a, prudent wisdom. When you have a prudent person who has a good wisdom, then can see which family who are there. So a wise one should understand that these are the marks of the solitary realizer family lineage. Okay. Now here, more description of these. The Sharavaka and Patik Buddhas, their state. So this book is such a precious. So these 2 families, the Sharavaka and the Patik Buddha, the hearer and the solitary realizer, engage in their respective vehicles, means path. Here vehicle means in their path. And even though they achieve the result of their practices, what they want to achieve, they achieved. What they want to get, they got. These results are not the final nirvana, but that result they achieve is not the final, not the absolute. Like say, if somebody wants to just finish the college, so I want to just finish the college, and I don't want to study any further. So when that individual finish the college, say, finish, got it, but it's not the final. Isn't that? So like that. How do they abide when they achieve their fruit? So now, what kind of state they abide when they stay in that final realization of their destination? This questions him. They maintain unafflicted state of meditative concentration. See, because see, in the special insight path, they uprooted the self, the ignorance which is holding the self. So they realize the selflessness nature. So that's called unafflicted. Since they have that realizations, direct realization of the selflessness nature is called unafflicted state of meditative concentration. But those states are based on the psychic imprint of ignorance, means have not purified all the leftover, the habit of the afflictive emotions. Even though when you put a perfume in your cup with some other food, no, you don't worry. Yeah, just so if you have a strong perfume with some food in the dish, even though you cleaned all the dish, still the perfume smells there, stays there. It's like that, is that the psychic imprint, of ignorance. Make sense? Even though you realize selflessness nature and purified all the ignorance directly, still the leftover, the habit is there. So that's what it means. Since they are meditative concentrations, that means they have such a strong meditative state, equipoise. Mind is totally in the equipoise state, like a mountain. So their meditative concentrations are unaffected. So they believe that they have achieved nirvana and remain that way. Because they realize now I say the self is not exist. And I realize that directly. There's no doubt. And within their state, then they meditate, they stay that. And they think that is the final achievement. So if you talk to those Saravaka or the Theravada school monks, they said, because these 5 aggregates, as yesterday mentioned, the 5 psychophysic aggregates is the foundation of the suffering, because this is the basis of a holding self. As long as you have this, there's a suffering. We have to get out of this. When you get out of this, and then realize direct the selfless nature, and with that special insight, combined by the strong meditative equipoise, and that there's that thing that nothing is exist there. Everything's exhausted. And that's the final realization. Then you cannot come back. There's no any basis to coming back. So that's the their way of kind of philosophy that which Buddha taught according to their disposition, according to their interest. Now, if their states are not the final nirvana, now there comes question. Then one might argue, see, that the Buddha should not have taught these two paths. Then if that is not the final state, why Buddha should teach those? No. So to the taught these two paths. Is there a reason the Buddha should teach such paths? Then say yes. The answer is there's a reason Buddha to teach this. Now first, before giving actual answer, giving the example. For examples, suppose great merchant from this Jambudeva, means from this world, in the ancient time, in the country, it's like a mythology, For nowadays, it's like mythology. Maybe that time is not mythology; it's real. Jambudeva are traveling the ocean, searching for jewel. They're saying the ocean, the big ocean like Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean. So these oceans are the source of the precious jewel, especially like wish-granting jewel you can find from the ocean. So hundreds of, a group of merchants, they come together and they make journey to the ocean for months to find the jewel. See, traveling the ocean searching for jewels. So after many months at sea, in some desolate place, they become completely tired and exhausted and think there's no way to get the jewel now. So for months and months, just only in the ocean, water, no land. So they miss the land, the city, the village. So they think, now we are so tired, exhausted. Now we cannot go further. We should return back to the world. This doesn't make any sense because they are so exhausted. So then what they say here, see, when they feel discouraged and prepare to turn back, the merchant captain is supposed to be a great enlightened being, manifests a huge island through his miracle power and lets all his followers rest there. He manifests a big island and he tells them, there's 500 or 100 over those merchants. Now let's rest here for a few days. Enjoy your life here. Go around, visit the places. So then they feel relaxed, energized. They feel good about themselves. So, after a few days, when they are fully rested and relaxed, the captain says, we have not achieved our goal. So now, then he brings together then he tells all his friends, now we are well rested. We are happy here, but we have not achieved our goal. Why we come here? To collect all the jewels, and we haven't got yet. Now we should go further to get our jewels. Now we go further instead of return back to the wall. So that's the example. The connection with that meaning. So similarly, sentient beings without courage are frightened when they hear about the Buddha's wisdom. When you read about the Buddha's ability, qualities, wisdom, like 10 strength, 4 fearlessnesses, 18 unmixed, 32 major marks, and I say, I have none of those. How I can achieve? No way. No. The Buddhahood is not possible for me. Some individual feels that. So for those, you see, wisdom, they believe attaining Buddhahood is a great hardship and think, I have no ability to do this. No. There are other people who are not interested in entering the path because of that, or who enter the path but return back. Even those who enter the path, so when you study Buddha's the inexhausting qualities, not possible. This is not for me, and derail from the path. So for those individuals, you see, to counter these problems, to solve those problems, Buddha who has a great skill, compassion, wisdom. Buddha presented these 2 paths and allows them to rest in these states. First, you achieve yourself. Don't worry about the Buddha's excellent qualities. If you achieve the arhats, then it's good for you. You achieve that state. So they saw this, said they're interested. Then Buddha gave the teachings, how to meditate, how to practice, step by step. So that's as said in the White Lotus of Sublime Dharma Sutra, it's a Mahayana Sutra. Likewise, all the hearers, Sharavakas, think they have achieved nirvana. So because they went through, they achieved arhat state, complete state, then they think they achieve nirvana. Now I achieved nirvana, which Buddha taught. But they have not achieved the final nirvana. It is nirvana, but not the final nirvana. Revealed by the Buddha, they are only resting. They are resting like 84,000 kalpas in that meditative state. When these hearers, Sharavakas and solitary realize that Patibuddhas are well rested in those states, then Buddha can see whether they're rested or not. When Buddha see or saw they are rested, Buddha understood this and encouraged them to attend Buddhahood. Now how it does, he said, how does Buddha encourage them? He awakes them through his body, speech, and wisdom mind. Now here, through wisdom mind, when Buddha saw directly when they are rested, then through Buddha's wisdom mind means that light radiates through the Buddha's wisdom and touches the mental body of the Sharavakas, hearers, and the solitary realizers. Means the mental body means, as I mentioned, they have such a strong meditative equipoise state. They don't have this physical body. No, because they left the physical body and they're in the mental meditative equipoise state. So Buddha touched that their meditative state through the light. As soon as the light reaches them, they arise from their unaffected meditation. Then they awake from that meditative state. Then the Buddha appears physically. Then physically, Buddha appears in front of them. In front of them, with his speech, he says, "O you monks have not finished your deeds. You have not finished your practice. You have not finished all you are supposed to do. You got certain extent, but not finished. Your experience of nirvana is not the final nirvana." Buddha says it is nirvana, but not the final nirvana. No. Now all you monks have to work towards enlightenment. Means Buddhahood. This enlightenment means, because there are many degrees of the enlightenment in the Sharavaka, but the Buddha, their realization is also enlightenment. Now Buddhahood is the complete enlightenment. You should attain the realization of the Buddha. So Buddha says this: you don't have what I have achieved, so now you go further. You should achieve as I have. Buddha inspires them. Then they have energy, no interest. Now more quotations here. From the White Lotus of Sublime Dharma Sutra in verse form, Buddha says, you monks, today I declare, you have not achieved the final nirvana. In order to achieve the primordial wisdom, because they have not achieved the primordial wisdom. Which is the omniscient ones, Primordial wisdom of the omniscient one, knowing everything. Because you don't know everything. You know some, but not everything. So knowing everything is the Buddha's wisdom mind that you should achieve. You must cultivate great perseverance. Means you cultivate bodhicitta and then go for perseverance. Through that you will achieve the wisdom of the omniscient one. So when Buddha said this, being motivated by the Buddha, so those being, they're not being motivated, they are fully motivated by the Buddha in this way. These hearers, Sharavakas, and solitary realizer, the Pratik Buddhas, cultivate bodhicitta. Now they finally cultivate bodhicitta. That's why you see, bodhicitta is the consummate, indispensable path for the enlightenment. We always have to focus bodhicitta. It's a universal mind. Because of lack of bodhicitta, then we face our confusion. So confusion cannot be dispelled, purified because of the lack of bodhicitta, the mind of the enlightenment. So they cultivate bodhicitta. They practice the bodhisattva's path for many limitless kalpas. It's like our historical Buddha, he practiced 3 limitless kalpas. So those Charavakas, they may take 37 limitless kalpas to achieve Buddhahood or more. But when you look at the limitless past, limitless future samsara, say 3 limitless, 30 limitless kalpas, nothing. When you look at the 30 days in a month, 1 day is nothing. 1 whole day, 1 hour is nothing. Everything's relative, but joyfully practice. Now I have clear picture how to achieve enlightenment. Normally it takes time, doesn't matter. I just go through because there's no other avenue, way to get out of the samsara. No? See, limitless kalpas and eventually achieve enlightenment. The Gone to Lanka Sutra, means Lanka Avatara Sutra, relates the same thing. Also the White Lotus of Sublime Dharma Sutra says, these hearers, Charavakas, have not achieved nirvana by thoroughly practicing the Bodhisattva's path, means bodhicitta practice. They will achieve Buddhahood finally. So it makes very clear, you see, now what's Sharavaka, what's Pratik Buddha. No. In just few sentences, gives such a clear picture. That's why I cherish this book so much. Now come to the 5th, the Mahayana family, the great vehicle. What kind of family is the Mahayana? The summary, classification, definition, synonyms, reason it is superior to other families, causal characteristics, and marks. These 6 topics comprise the Mahayana family, means we'll explain step by step. First, classification. This Mahayana has 2 classifications. The naturally abiding family, that means Buddha nature. The Buddha nature itself is Mahayana family, lineage. And perfect workable family means then you, on the basis of the Buddha nature, then you practice the teaching, study, receive teachings, practice, and great compassion, so forth. And practicing bodhicitta, so forth. Those are the, then it becomes workable. No? Workable family lineage. Now the second definition. Now what are those 2 now? The natural abiding family and perfectly workable family. What is definition of those? The second is the explanation of the respective essence of these 2 individuals. The first, the naturally abiding family has from beginningless times had the potential to develop all the Buddha's qualities through suchness, means as it is. As yesterday I mentioned, the redwood giant tree, to grow that seed, the small seed has every potential to grow that big tree. So we, no matter how inferior we are, still we have that potential to become Buddha. By nature, not by any exercise. No. like a small fire, has every potential to burn whole forest. It makes sense? See, look at this. So that's why I say naturally we have all the Buddha's excellent qualities. But it's just obscured by the adventitious defilements. We just need to get rid of it. So that's the scar, naturally abiding lineage, family. Now the second is the perfectly worker family has the potential to achieve all the Buddha's qualities through the power of habituating themselves in root virtue. It's all the virtue we see. Look at, see, first nature of the samsara. Suffering of not just only oneself, all sentient beings. So concern, develop concern of all the sentient beings. Then see, on the base of that, what are the cause of suffering? What's the cause of the peace and happiness? Look at the 10 virtues, 10 non-virtues. Avoid all the 10 non-virtues. Develop all the 10 virtues. And based on that, develop love and compassion. These are root virtue for enlightenment. And then cultivating bodhicitta, practicing the aspiration bodhicitta, action bodhicitta, step by step. This is all called root virtue. See. Thus, see, both have chance to achieve enlightenment. Naturally abide, a workable. No, in both cases, one has the ability to become Buddha. So this showing, see, naturally every sentient beings belong to Mahayana family. So how wonderful, you see. That's what we should inspire ourselves. So I have the naturally Mahayana family. No. Okay, so that's the definition. It's clear, isn't it? Maybe you have to work harder. Now the third synonym of this Buddha, say the Buddha nature, saying the synonym of family or lineage are called potential. It's called potential. They are called seed. So we have potential to achieve Buddhahood. We have a seed to become Buddha. Sphere elements is naturally were dominated by the Buddha nature. No? And natural mode of abiding is not Buddhist belief. This was no. Natural mode of abiding has a very profound meaning. It's not just a belief. What do you believe, what do you not believe? It's naturally abide. It's naturally exist. Whether we know or don't know, whether we accept or not accept. So see this and inspire. Go for step by step. No? Now spirituality means Mahayana is more spirituality than the other two families or lineage. The hearer and the solitary realizers family or lineages are inferior by virtue of the fact that they fully purify their family's lineage by dispelling only the obscurations of afflictive emotions for liberation. They purify the afflictive emotion, the obscurations, which prevents them to achieve liberation. So that much is enough for them to achieve their goal. As you mentioned, like college. When you want to finish the college, whatever you need to study, the college, and when you got the degree college, you are done. So there's no need to go further. Again, here, it doesn't mean everything is purified, all the obscurations. The Mahayana is superior because it fully purifies its family by dispelling two obscurations. See, the first, afflicting emotion, this which the Sharavakas and Patipuddha, they purified. Only above that, the subtle obscuration to omniscient, to enlightenment. They have to purify both. Therefore, the Mahayana family is superior and unsurpassed. Now, sometimes you see we who are, say, I belong to Mahayana family. My school is superior than the Hinayana. Without having proper qualities. I think sometimes we make mistake that. No. What is, look at here carefully, what kind of work we have to do. Purify all the obscurations step by step. Then naturally you become superior. Not just by talking, by words, you see. So we have to purify our obscurations, delusions. Now it makes sense here? Okay. Now causal characteristics. These are a little profound. Now you need more study, understand, and practice. It's not just like a mathematic. The causal characteristic of the family or lineage are described as awakened and unawakened. There are two. The awakened family or lineage has achieved the fruit, the result, not totally, but some about, perfectly. And the signs are very obvious, which describes down here. The unawakened family has not achieved the fruit perfectly, and its mark is not obvious. So what would cause this family or lineage to awaken? This family can awaken through freedom from unfavorable contributory cause and through the support of favorable conditions. See? So have to free from the unfavorable conditions and should have the favorable conditions to awake the lineage or Mahayana lineage. If the opposites occur, then they cannot awaken. So if there's no favorable conditions, they cannot awaken. Now what are they here saying? What are four, there are four unfavorable conditions Being born in unfavorable circumstances means a wrong place, like a borderland where there's no Dharma teachings. Having no habitual tendencies towards enlightenment. No habit, say, to practice enlightenment, to achieve Buddhahood. When there's no habit, then it's very difficult to know, because what you call, it's very difficult to twist the arm, Entering into wrong conditions, and in the wrong place. Said in place there's conditions, there's no such causes and conditions. No. There's no such virtue and non-virtue. And when you are grown up with that, then it's so strongly imprinted in your mind. Those kinds called entering into the wrong conditions and being heavily shrouded by the obscurations. Then when the negative karma is so strong, the mind is not alert, not clear. When you study, practice Dharma, difficult to understand. So these are four, unfavorable conditions. When one encounters, then it becomes an obstacle to practice the Mahayana family. So look at it in our own mind. So when you hear Dharma, you appreciate, rejoice. So here again you see, it's not just a belief, but a saying precisely, step by step, to acknowledge, to understand ourselves. Now there are two favorable conditions. The outer condition of a teacher is a good teacher who can explain. This is samsara, this is nirvana. You get a good kind of, you got a good condition from outside. Not one topic, one subject, but you get a complete. Then the inner condition of a mind with a proper desire for the precious Dharma and so forth. And you have a sincere mind to study, practice Dharma. It's my interest. It's the interest of the sentient beings. That's why we keep our life busy. Why we keep busy our life? Doing so many things. Because for peace and happiness. To free from suffering. Now here comes this direct and substantial path for that. So I must make effort. So these two conditions makes the good condition to study, practice Dharma, to achieve enlightenment. So now that above they're saying the marks are obvious and unobvious here. Now here saying this. The marks of this family means the Mahayana, the great vehicle, are the signs which indicates the Bodhisattva family. That the 10 Noble Bhumis Sutra says, the family of wise Bodhisattvas can be recognized by its signs. There's a possibility. Not always, but there's a lot of possibilities. Can see by the signs. Just as fire is known by its smokes. Behind this hill, if you see the smoke, then you know there's a fire, isn't it? You say, I see the smoke there, so there must be a fire. And I give you another one. And water is known by water birds. That means the birds which eat lots of fish, they have to stay with the lake, water. So when the bird is flying somewhere there, so there's a lake, there's water running, So like that sign, you can see the Bodhisattva or not. See, in that case, what kind of marks are there? Their bodies and speech are naturally gentle, without dependence on a remedy. Physical movement, the verbal speech. Of course, we cannot read their mind unless you are enlightened or achieve great samadhi. For regular, we can see their physical and verbal speech. So their minds are less deceitful. Through they say that their minds are less deceitful, not deceiving people, because they have a compassion. One who has a compassion cannot deceive other people. When you have a very sincere compassion to others, because they want to help others, not take advantage of others. Does it make sense? See, this is very important. That's why Buddha, there's no reason to tell lie. Because Buddha is fully embodied wisdom and compassion. All his entire being dedicated to the sentient beings, to free from samsara, to achieve enlightenment. So likewise, Bodhisattvas, they are on the way. They don't take advantage of other people, sentient beings, for their own interest. See, this is what a marvelous bodhicitta is, you see. In the society, we need those. Their minds are less deceitful and have loving kindness and a clarity toward sentient beings. See. Thus, the 10 noble Bodhisattva and the 10 noble Bhumi Sutra says, no harshness or arrogance. Means for self-interest. But to give other teachings, maybe some have to do. Like look at the Marba did to Milarepa. So at the end of the day, then Marpa said, this all is done for the Dharma, for the sake of other sentient beings' benefit. No one has made mistake. No? So no harshness, arrogance, avoiding all deceit and cunning, having a clear, loving attitude means clear mind to others. Very clear to others. And loving attitude towards all sentient beings. And this is a bodhisattva. So when you take bodhisattva's vow, pay attention to these qualities. In other words, in whatever preparatory, when you do anything before that, so preparatory action, a bodhisattva undertakes, he always cultivates compassion. Whatever he does, first cultivate compassion, then I will do this, that. Cultivate compassion for all sentient beings. Has a great inclination towards the Mahayana teachings. Naturally, you like Mahayana teachings. As soon as you hear to benefit all sentient beings, your mind is so coordinating with that. Say, that's right to do, good thing to do. No. And has no hesitation to endure hardship. For that, there's no hesitation, there's no doubt, there's no fear. You hesitate because there's a fear. No. So still, look at this. We fear because of self-cherishing. We have fear to lose our self-identity. No. So if we know there's no self exists by itself, there's no reason to fear. No. Joyfully, no, follow the path. Say, I found the path now. What a fortunate I am. See, so then hardships are nothing. You enjoy the hardship. When there's hardship to purify obscurations, you just go through it joyfully. Now, usually I give examples now the people who are in the mountain, the snow skier who ski the snow mountain, or the who jump from the rocky cliff mountain, diving. They enjoy that. Because they enjoy, they have no fear, you know. Even though it's so risky, you know. If something's wrong, goes wrong, their life will be finished. But they enjoy that hardship. You know. So now here, without risk, you can enjoy the hardship. No? All good but nothing, no, all good but good, you know. That's to say, endure hardship and perfectly performs the root virtue of the profession, like practicing 6 paramitas. You know, enjoying those practices. You know. Thus, the ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, now that you are studying now here today, these days. So developing compassion at the preparation stage, before you do anything, you develop compassion, devoted interest in the practice of bodhicitta, and patience when you face difficulties, patience or forbearance, perfectly performing the virtues. These are the signs of the Mahayana family. We finish this, then we'll have a short break. Now his conclusion. They are concluding this. Thus, of these 5 families, those who are in Mahayana family or lineage are very close to cause of enlightenment. Those who are practicing Mahayana bodhicitta, enlightenment is very close. The hearer, Sharavaka, solitary realizer, Pratik Buddha, families, lineage will eventually lead to Buddhahood. But the cause is farther away, means farther than Mahayana. And it will take a long time. In the indefinite family lineage, some are close, means those who are connected to Mahayana, they are close to enlightenment. And some will take a long time. If they are connected to Sharavaka, Patibuddha, will take a long time. The disconnected family is known by Buddha to wander in the samsara for a long time. That's called disconnected for the time being. But this does not mean that they absolutely will not attain Buddhahood. They can attain Buddhahood, but it will take a very long time. Therefore, since all sentient beings belong to one of these family, now look at which family belong to me. Just look to yourself. If you belong to Mahayana, you rejoice, feel happy, practice joyfully. To one of these family, all sentient beings are of the Buddha nature. So because of that, all sentient beings has Buddha nature. Thus, by the above three reasons, so three reasons, yesterday we went, every sentient being is pervaded by the Dharmakaya, the suchness of the Buddha and sentient beings are the same, and every sentient being has a family. So these three reasons. Thus, by the above three reasons, it has been demonstrated that all sentient beings have the Buddha nature. Furthermore, consider these examples. The precious metal, silver abiding in its ore, oil abiding in a mustard seed, and the butter abiding in milk. From silver ore, we can produce silver. From mustard seed, we can produce oil. And from milk, we can produce butter. Likewise, sentient beings can become Buddha. See, few words, but essence. Just a point. This is called pit instruction. Look at this, how precious. So these are the real. So this gives us, this gives us a complete kind of optimistic. This points out why we have to practice Dharma. So acknowledge this to ourselves. Then follow the path. I have Buddha nature. Why not I can achieve enlightenment? It's not just belief. It's how things should be. Okay, thank you. Make a short break, maybe 10-15 minutes.